Okay. Good day, everyone. This is Group 9 presenting Collision Regulations 1972, Rule 23, 24, and Rule 25. So, the course outcome of this presentation is to demonstrate thorough knowledge and understanding of the content, application, and intent of the international regulation for preventing collisions at sea 1972 as amended. And the learning outcome is at the end of the session, the student shall be able to demonstrate and apply the rules in the session to identify the vessels that are underway and being towed. Next. The importance of this topic is to aim of the collision regulations or call regs is to establish rules to avoid collisions at sea. So in Rule 23, which is titled by Power-Driven Vessel Underway. So paragraph A, a power-driven vessel underway shall exhibit 1. A mast headlight forward, 2. A second mast headlight above of and higher than the forward one, except that a vessel of less than 50 meters in length shall not be obliged to exhibit such light but may do so. So meaning, power-driven vessel in underway, but that is greater than 50 meters, should have a mast light forward, mast headlight forward, and a second mast headlight above. Above means at the back or at the stern or behind the mast headlight forward. So um, made also side lights and stern lights. So B, an air cushion vessel when operating in the non-displacement mode shall, in addition to the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit in all run flashing yellow light. Air cushion vessel is like a small vessel with two fan in stern, which operates to make the vessel run in the water. And non-displacement mode is meaning wait non-displacement mode, which is means the normal operation regime of a craft with non-hydrostatic forces substantially or predominantly support the weight of the craft. So next, part C, paragraph C. A weak craft only when taking off, landing, and in flight near the surface shall, in addition to the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit a highly intensity all-round flashing light. Weak craft, which is known as the multimodal craft, which in its main operational mode flies by using ground effect above the water or some other surface without constant contact with such surface and supported in the air, which is airplane in the so D part D. Uh, I power-driven vessel of less than 12 meters in length may, in lieu of the light prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit an all-round white light and side lights. Second, a power-driven vessel which has less than 7 meters in length, whose maximum speed does not exceed to 7 knots, may, in lieu of the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule, exhibit an all-round white light and shall, if practicable, also exhibit side lights. Part 3. Uh, the mast headlight or all-round white light on power-driven vessel of less than 12 meters in length may be displaced from the fore and aft center line of the vessel if center line fitting is not practicable. So lights are combined in one lantern, which shall be carried on the fore and aft center line of the vessel, or which is located as nearly as practicable in the main core and aft line at the masthead light or the all-round white light. So, for
So, Rule 24, towing and pushing. Paragraph A. Power-driven vessels when towing shall exhibit Part 1. Instead of the light prescribed in Rule 23, Paragraph A, Part 1, or Paragraph A, Part 2, masted lights in a vertical line. When the length of the tow measuring from the stern of the towing vessel to the after end of the tow exceeds 200 meters, three such lights in a vertical line. So if there's a vessel that being towed, so there should be vertical lines that exceeds 200 meters, so it will be known. Part 2, side lights, and part 3 is stern light. And part 4 is towing line in a vertical line above the stern lights. And lastly, part 5 is when the length of the tow exceeds 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can be best seen. So it can be seen by the roof of the mast of the ship. And paragraph paragraph B, when a pushing vessel and a vessel being pushed ahead are rigidly connected in a composite unit, they shall be regarded as a power-driven vessel and exhibit the lights prescribed in Rule 23. Paragraph C. A power-driven vessel, when pushing ahead or towing alongside, except in the case of a composite unit, shall exhibit Part 1. Instead of the prescribed light in Rule 23A, Paragraph A, Part 1, or Part 2, two masted lights in a vertical lane. Paragraph 2, side lights. Paragraph 3, stern lights. And paragraph D is a power-driven vessel to which paragraph A or C of these rules apply shall also comply with Rule 23A, Part 2. Paragraph E. A vessel or object being towed other than those mentioned in paragraph G of this rule shall exhibit stern lights, side lights, stern lights, and when the length of the tow exceeds 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can be best seen. Paragraph F. Provided that any number of vessels being towed alongside or pushed in a group shall be lighted as one vessel. So, if there are two vessels being towed or pushed by a towing ship, they will be considered as one vessel. And paragraph I, a vessel being pushed ahead, not being part of a composite unit, shall exhibit at least I shall exhibit at the forward and side lights. Part 2, a vessel being pushed alongside shall exhibit a stern light and at the forward and side lights. Paragraph G, an inconspicuous partly submerged vessel or object or combination of such vessels or objects being towed shall exhibit. uh, Next reporter.
Part 1. If it is less than 25 meters in breadth, one all-round white light or at or near the forward end and one at or near the after end except the Dracon's need not to exhibit a light at or near the forward end. Part 2. If it is 25 meters or more in breadth, two additional or round white lights at or near the extremities of its breadth. Part 3. If it exceeds 100 meters in length, additional or round white lights between the lights is prescribed in subparagraphs Part 1 and Part 2 so that the distance between the lights shall not exceed 100 meters. Part 4. A diamond shape at or near the aftermost extremity of the last vessel or object being towed, and if the length of the tow exceeds 200 meters, an additional diamond shape where it can best be seen and located as far forward is practicable. Paragraph H. Where from any sufficient cause it is impracticable for a vessel or object being towed to exhibit the lights or shape prescribed in paragraph E or G of this rule. All possible measures shall be taken to light the vessel or object toward or at least to indicate the presence of such vessel or object. Part 1. Where from any sufficient cause it is impracticable for a vessel not normally engaged in towing operation to display the lights described in paragraph A or C of this rule. Such vessel shall not be required to exhibit those lights when engaged in towing another vessel in distress or otherwise in need of assistance. All possible measures shall be taken to indicate the nature of the relationship between the towing vessel and the vessel being towed as authorized by Rule 36, in particular by eliminating the tow line.
Rule 25. Sailing vessel underway and vessel under oars. Paragraph A. A sailing vessel underway shall exhibit. Part 1. Side light. Part 2. A stern light. Paragraph B. In a sailing vessel of less than 20 meters in length, the lights prescribed in a paragraph A of the rule may be combined in one lantern carried at or near the top of the mast where it can best be seen. Paragraph C. Paragraph C. A sailing vessel underway may, in addition to the light prescribed in paragraph A of the rule, exhibit at or near the top of the mast where they can best be seen. Two all-round lights in a vertical line, the upper being red and the lower green. But these lights shall not be exhibited in conjunction with the combined lantern permitted by paragraph B of this rule. Next. Uh, Paragraph D, part part 1. A sailing vessel of less than 7 meters in length shall, if practicable, exhibit the light prescribed in paragraph A or paragraph B of this rule, but if she does not, she shall have ready at hand an electric torch, la- uh, lighted lantern showing a white light which shall be exhibited in sufficient time to prevent collision. Part 2. A vessel under oars may exhibit the lights prescribed in the rule for sailing vessel, but if she does not, she shall have ready at hand electric torch or lighted pattern lantern showing a white light which shall be exhibited in sufficient time to prevent collision. Paragraph A. A vessel proceeding under sail when also being propelled by machinery shall exhibit forward where it can be seen a conical shape apex downward.
And that would be all for our reporting. Thank you for listening, everyone, and goodbye.
By sir.
Manasin. Ah, kaya nga CR yun eh. Kimutan ako eh.